We are live on this Saturday night from Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky, and the city named for the French king. Lou City reigns supreme atop the Eastern Conference, and they try to hold that honor tonight as they welcome New York Red Bulls 2. Thank you for joining us on tonight's broadcast presented by Baptist Health. Alongside Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Brandon Ross. A look at the Eastern table. Lou City with the recent dominant run vaulting to the top.
And you can see they're sitting nice and pretty at the top of the Eastern Conference. And it's another opportunity. They're at home, so expect them to come out firing and keep opening that gap against the rest of the pack in this Eastern Conference.
A lot of time left in this season, a lot of battles ahead. New York Red Bulls 2 still sitting at the bottom with just 6 points. But going back to that recent run by the home side in tonight's matchup, 3 straight victories and then also 4 of the last 5.
And it's a reason why this is the golden standard of the USL Championship. They hit a little bit of a rough patch, but with Danny Cruz and company leading the line, you know they're going to get things right. And boy, have they got it right. This Lou City side is not an easy out for anyone. Expect them to keep on going here tonight. Expect them to come out on the front foot and be motivated and ask a lot of questions of New York Red Bull 2 and that back line.
A lot of questions with 11 newcomers coming in this season, but someone who has been dominant is that man right there, one of the returners, Santosh.
And he's such a leader for Danny Cruz in that back line. He's so consistent that we've seen time in and time out throughout the years with Lou City. But it's really interesting as he scored goals as of late. It's going to be really interesting to see how he deals with this New York press. He needs to be very clean with his passing, decision-making, and have a lot of organization in the Lou City back line.
That profile brought to you by Commonwealth Credit Union. And looking at this Red Bull 2 side, obviously a tough record. 1-13-3. Gary Lewis parting ways with the squad. Ibrahim Sakaya promoted to interim HC.
You can just see his resume there. When you have a coach that has the experience that he has, it's just such a valuable thing for the young players to bounce off ideas, to get advice, to learn how to succeed in this Red Bull organization. And it's a jolt of energy. Obviously, not the best run of form for this young Red Bull side, but this man here is going to have a big ask and a big task for their boys tonight.
Can they bring a burst of life on the road with them to Louisville, Kentucky tonight? We'll find out very soon. Starting 11s and kickoff are next from Lynn Family Stadium, right here on ESPN+.
Keep going. Keep working. Keep climbing. And always keep playing. With the unmatched orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With a best-in-class team, along with services and procedures you won't find anywhere else in the region. It's no wonder most people choose us to help them keep moving and doing the things that move them. Find a Baptist Health provider today.
From distilleries to UPS to Ford, Slugger Museum, Louisville is hardworking. People want to work, they want to work hard, they're willing to dedicate and willing to work their way up. We have this diverse workforce, diverse neighborhoods. Louisville to me is like this perfect landing spot for someone to raise a family and to have a great life.
Since 2018, Commonwealth Credit Union has proudly sponsored the USL Championship. This world-class event is one of only 52 PGA Tour events, and it's all happening right here in Kentucky. Join us July 7th through the 10th at Champions at Keene Trace in Nicholasville. Children 15 and under will get free admission courtesy of Commonwealth Credit Union. Plus, all state employees will get 25% off admission with promo code CCU Golf. We're investing in our community, bettering lives, and making memories along the way. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Fleming with Elder Advisors. I've spent the last 15 years working with families who have loved ones in nursing homes. My advice for you is to pre-plan. The average nursing home can cost more than $8,000 per month, and they will take your assets and your life savings unless you call Elder Advisors.
We protect your assets so you don't go broke in a nursing home. Don't let the nursing home take your assets and life savings. Call 855-LARRY55 for a free consultation. Call 855-LARRY55 so you don't go broke in a nursing home.
When it
comes to electrified vehicles, nobody has more models than Toyota. From the Prius that started it all, to America's best-selling car, Camry, and best-selling SUV, RAV4, to the affordably efficient Corolla and best-selling Highlander. And now, the first-ever Tundra Hybrid that delivers 437 horsepower and an estimated 22 miles per gallon. They all come with a 10-year, 150,000-mile battery warranty. For all the latest offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Getting ready to roll from Lynn Family Stadium. Here are tonight's starting lineups presented by Kraft House Pizza. Looking at the Lou City side, a few changes, notably Wilson Harris out with that rib injury he suffered versus Birmingham. Kyle Morton dealing with things, and so Fondez in net.
And I'm looking at that line underneath Gonzalez, Mushagalusa, Serrano, Ownby. Ownby's just so vertical in the way that he runs as well. Mushagalusa and Serrano's a player that has to have a good balance between Gibson and McKay that loves to play in the pockets.
And obviously Red Bulls too. It's going to be a little inconsistent game to game. 3 changes from the last match.
And one player to keep an eye on is Wiki Carmona, number 19 on your right-hand side. A player that's going to come in underneath Castellanos, Castillo, and Ryan. A player that is so crafty, first-team contract, so look for him. If New York Red Bull has a chance of walking out of here with any points, he's going to have a big say in that.
Nabil Ben Salah is our referee tonight. A Saturday showdown between the top team in the Eastern Conference and a squad with a new man at the helm looking to make a statement. There's the opening whistle, and we are underway from Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. Again, 3 straight wins for this Lou City side. 4 victories in the last 5. 3-game goal streak for Sean Tosh, a big reason why, getting that PK to seal the W against Birmingham. And for Red Bulls to 4 straight matches without a goal. Can the change up top make a difference on the road tonight? Almost a sneaky chance to get behind the D there.
And you're going to see the New York Red Bull too. They love to press. It causing organized chaos between this New York organization. It's going to be extremely interesting. The back line, the midfield line for Danny Cruz to see how they break that press. They commit a lot of numbers in the attacking third, trying to make life extremely difficult to play out of the back. So you're looking at players like Gibson, McCabe in the middle of the field to really dictate tempo.
Wiki Carmona, low cross in, rolls through, and it's swept aside. Kept alive by Sharpie. Louisville City finally settles. Trying to go out wide for Mushagalusa, can't do it. Tonight's keys to the game brought to you by the Bobby Pinkston team at RE/MAX Premier Properties. Score the home of your dreams with the Pinkston team.
And we talked about the press from the New York Red Bull side. How they deal with it for Lou City is going to be really the key to this match. You don't want to have any sloppy turnovers. And then for the Red Bulls, set the tone. You're on the road against a hostile team, hostile environment, team that's top of the East. An opportunity to really, first 5, 10, 15 minutes, make your mark on this game, get the confidence within the team, move the ball from left to right. Really big task for these boys.
That was a concern of Lou City head coach Danny Cruz when talking to him earlier this week, saying with a new man up top, players might get a little more energy, want to prove something to the new coach. So something to be mindful of. Whoever has the energy battle out the gate might get the upper hand early in this one. Deep tackle, pries it loose. Red Bull's trying to go to work.
And Red Bull's a team that loves to turn their defense into offense, especially when the ball is deep into their attacking half. So outside backs, the center backs for Danny Cruz need to have a really good understanding and relationship with the 2 pivot players, Jar Gibson, McCabe. You can't be caught on the same plane. One needs to push a little bit higher, one needs to drop in and open up gaps for each other. That's the way you're going to break this initial press.
Long ball out. Can't quite get chased down, but it stays in Lou City's grasp in that final third. Serrano to throw. Will actually be Sharpie. Gets the pass back. Cross knocked aside. Lou City, a team tough to beat. They score first. Gaining momentum here. Sharpie delivers a cross, but the header's too high. Looking for Brian Ownby at the top of the 6.
And already on this right-hand side with Sharpie and Serrano playing a two-man game. You can just see the understanding between when one is inside, one steps outside. Good understanding from Sharpie. Ball out of his feet, dangerous ball in. The lack of marking for the Red Bulls has to be the cause of concern. Already 4 minutes in for Coach Sakaya.
First test misses the net of Giannis Nikopolidis, 71st pick in the draft out of Georgetown for the Red Bulls side. His first appearance since June 8th. Commonwealth Credit Union has been bettering lives in the communities they serve since 1951. To learn more, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com. Another good look here for Lou City.
And it's something you're going to see a lot of direct running from Mushagalusa, a player that's so quick, so clever in his movement, loves to get in behind. You're looking at the back three for the Red Bull. Castillo, Conte, Mullings have a good understanding. As if one covers, one needs to press a bit high. Ownby on the right-hand side, Mushagalusa, they're going to test those spaces outside that back three.
There's the new head coach, Ibrahim Sakaya. 8 years as an assistant, filled in 3 times in the manager's spot in that stretch. A former Red Bulls player on the MLS side, now getting a chance to run things through the end of this season at the minimum. Here for Red Bulls too. Headed back. Foul against New York. Let's take a look at tonight's weather report presented by Advanced ENT and Allergy. Cooled down quite a bit ahead of kickoff, just 77 degrees, mostly cloudy. Not a bad night for soccer. Open flank down the right side. McCabe rolls it in. Tapped out. Chipped down once more. Mushagalusa loses the handle. Another cross. McCabe heads it up. And Nikopolidis snares it out of the air.
And we talk about dealing with the press. That doesn't mean playing through the press all the time. You can go direct. Good deep run here from McCabe on this right-hand side. Comes out to Dia. Good ball to the back post. Just unlucky trying to head it back down to a player in purple. But it's good understanding from now McCabe. As you see, there's real estate in behind. If I make this deep lying run, I'm not going to get marked. Time and time again, you see players try to play through this high press of the Red Bulls, and they get caught. It's good tactical change from Danny Cruz to put it in behind and stretch this game out.
Foul called against Juan Castillo. Hadn't played the last 2 matches. That foul maybe knocking off the rust a little bit.
It's a big opportunity here for Castillo, sitting in the middle of the back line for the Red Bulls. Needs to be really organized, disciplined in his steps. The challenges that he goes into, very physical, and a high ceiling for this young man.
There'll be a bit of distance as Castillo gets a talking to from Nabil Insala. Louisville's field attackers setting up at the top of the box. McCabe. Position to possibly strike with the right. He delivers. In for Tosh, who had the last touch. And it is off. New York will go for a corner. A 5-5 corner for the home Louisville City side.
And if you're the Red Bulls, one player that you're not letting free is Sean Tosh. The success that he's had, scoring 3 goals in a row, mostly with his head, so dangerous in set pieces.
McCabe chips it in. It's turned aside. Dia chases it. Gives to Ownby. Rolls from McCabe again. Wedges down. misses his target by mere inches.
And it's a good recycled pass here from Brian Ownby. As the Red Bulls shift to the left to come across, it's extremely hard for a back line to move together at the same pace, the same line as well. Good idea from McCabe just to float it into the back post. Just so unlucky someone doesn't get on the end to it.
The offense has been clicking for Lou City these last few games. Trying to keep it up here as we roll into the 10th minute at Lynn Family Stadium. Salas rewinds behind the midline.
And you can see again, Lou City kind of relieve some of that pressure that they're under. When you say deal with the press, your mind goes to trying to connect passes, 1-2 touch through lines. And another way to deal with the press is just to put the ball over the top, open up gaps. You have willing runners, which are Mushagalusa, Brian Ownby. We've seen McCabe make a run from deep as well to open up gaps to play in behind. So it's a good start, good tactical change from Danny Cruz.
Good amount of success getting to those wings. Can it turn into a goal? And an early upper hand. One shot so far for the boys in purple. It was a beautiful in-front header sent high by Ownby. Yeah, tried to play it off cool, but no dice. This portion of tonight's game is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Diaz done a good bit of creating up that left side so far.
He's just so dynamic. Brilliant left foot. Put dangerous balls in. What's very interesting about him is his profile. Very big in stature. Loves to get in behind. The spacing that he picks up. And having the balance to know when to join to the attack, but also do his defensive duties. Brilliant pickup on the offseason for this Lou City organization.
Having spent the prior 2 seasons with Sporting KC and Sporting KC 2. Serrano chips it ahead, and just at the last moment is rescued out of trouble by Conte, but this will be a corner.
And these gaps open because times prior, Sean Tosha's put the ball in behind to open up and had the respect for the back line. Ray Serrano, a player that loves to be in those pockets between lines, gets the ball in the half turn. Little 1-2 between him and Gonzalez, unable to get on the end of it, but it's a good buildup for the Lou City attacking unit.
Second 5-5 corner kick in these opening 12 minutes. Going short this time. Ball in, near post, Ownby bounces it right at Nicopolitis.
And it's not good enough for the Red Bulls in their defensive duties. You can't leave a player like Brian Ownby with that much time and space on that back post. Fortunate for them, makes the wrong decision here. You want that ball to go across to give your teammate the chance. Gets it wrong and hits it at Nicopolitis. And again, it's warning signs for the visiting team.
Danny Cruz talking to him this week, complimenting Ownby's speed. By the time you realize he's beating you, it's usually too late. Mondes boots it out, making just his 5th appearance in net for Lou City. That's some hard contact. That'll earn the first booking of tonight's game.
It's a hard challenge here from Knapp. Just late to rotate in the middle of the field. McCabe beats him to the ball. You're always going to get in trouble when you have your boot high around a player's head. Something you don't want to happen if you're Coach Sakaya, your center midfielder, to have a yellow card already in the first 15 minutes of this half.
McCabe going for the ball. Ooh, that's dangerous. Got him right on the noggin. That yellow card brought to you by World of Beer, and a score! A few cans will be popped there. Ombi had been breaking through and finally finds the board in the 14th.
And we just touched on how dangerous he is in the spaces that he picks up, how willing he is of a runner, but he can do the dirty work as well. Ball bounces up, no one's close to react. He doesn't think twice, doesn't need a second invitation, Brian Ombi. You can just see how fast he reacts, just puts his laces through it, head down, and beats Nicopolidis from distance. Brilliant strike from that man right there to put his side up 1-0 and with 15 minutes.
You felt like it was coming. That goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery for Ombi, his 4th goal of the season. Continuing to be an attacking mainstay on this Louisville side in his 6th season with the club. There's one thing, based on what we've seen so far, it's not looking like Lou City or New York are going to take their foot off the gas pedal.
It's a big game for both of these clubs. Obviously, Lou City sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference. It's an opportunity to stretch and open up that gap as Memphis plays Phoenix Rising here tonight, as well for the boys in white.
Ombi draws the flag from the near side.
Going back to that thought, as well as this New York Red Bull side, as their younger team, get this experience to come against a well-respected golden standard of this USL Championship. Really, if they're able to pull off a result here to really kickstart their season, and as well, obviously impress, like you said, Brandon, the new man in charge, really get that trust within that system and their organization. And when game day comes, your name is penciled in as a starting 11, so it's an opportunity to play for pride, your job as well.
Ombi on the chase, battling for it with Castillo. And he just swings it back to Nicopolidis. A tap ahead creates some space. Stopped by Nicopolidis as it was going to a wide open post. Quick to work again.
And they can hurt you in so many ways, can't they? There's Simon Mushagalusa on this left-hand side, getting in behind. It's a good attack from the winger. Picks up his head in the final third. We give credit to Nicopolidis. Sees it the whole way out, understands that as my back line steps up, the only way that this ball can go is across the goal. So advances his position a little bit, really puts out this fire that easily could have been 2-0 to the boys in purple.
Putting your own feelings about Hoyas aside, Ricky, he certainly had quite the career at Georgetown. 2-time Big East Goalkeeper of the Year, a national champion in 2019. He's done his best against this tough attack, but now a big free kick opportunity for New York. This is brought to you by Fifth Third. Got 2 first-team lone players over the ball right now. Wiki Carmona, Jesus Castellano. There are Venezuelans on each side. Carmona, just in front of Knapp. Tonight's trivia is brought to you by Tony's Brake and Alignment. Hunter Zekelsey is currently rising sophomore at U of L. Which other Lou City player attended the school? Is it A, Tyler Gibson, B, Carlos Moguel, or C, Paulo Del Piccolo? We'll reveal the answer later on in tonight's broadcast. not on the Lou City side, but there is a New York player who played for the school. I mean, Conte, 3-year starter for U of L. He's starting on that back line tonight, but he's getting another test here. Sharpie will have yet another deep throw. Bushagalusa fended off. No contact on New York's part, and it'll be a clear.
And if you're the Red Bulls and Coach Sakaya, you want Knapp and Williams, players that are sitting in the middle of the field, to get on the ball a bit more. Hasn't been any spell of possession for the visitors. Really been under duress 20 minutes into this match. So those players that are more than capable of turning this game on the head, like you said, Brandon Wiki, Carmona, Castellanos, players that are on first-team contracts for a reason. So you want those players to find the spaces to get into dangerous positions, asking questions of the back line of Lou City, who's been untested in this first half so far. It's been one-way traffic, and for Ibrahim Sakaya, that's something you don't want. You want to get your footing on this game, move the ball from left to right, and get the confidence within the team.
Chip down that right side. Kept away from Adebayo Smith, leading goal getter with 3 on this season for New York. Rolled through, but the flag comes up. Another chance to slip by, wasted for Red Bulls too. Again, adding on to the factor of lagging experiences, lack of production from the 10 field players on the pitch for New York. Of the 10, only 2 have a goal in this season. And only 3 have ever scored in USL Championship or MLS.
And again, it's Serrano popping up in a really soft spot right in front of that back line, behind that midfield line. So if you're Castellanos, Conce, Mullings, you need to talk to the players in front of you to drop back a bit more. It's been far too easy for Lou City to break through your initial press. That player right there lives and dies in those pockets. The body positioning that he has been extremely good. His first touch faces forward as he draws a foul from before it. In a dangerous position now.
16-year-old delivering the elbow. Granting another fifth third bank free kick. McCabe to the left. Dia to the right. It's McCabe. Low drive. And another Wi-Fi corner kick. Cabe sets up again. Headed down. Knapp to bicycle and get it out. Still on it, Gonzalez! 2-0 in the 23rd.
And you knew it was coming. The lack of marking on the ball in from McCabe, first of all. Luckily enough, that ball doesn't end up in the back of the net, but the second one does. It's been too lackadaisical, too pedestrian-like for the visitors. You can see there, Tosh almost gets on the end of it, unable to clear it well enough. Really good body control and body position from Mushagalusa. His first touch gets away from him, and Gonzalez is there to clean it up, making no mistake, puts his laces through it. Really clinical finish. There's nothing that Nico Politis can do to double up the lead for the boys in purple at home.
Gonzalez continuing to make himself right at home in Louisville. Played last season on loan from Portland Timbers and now a full-time member of this Louisville squad, making the most. His second goal of the season. As that goal presented again by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. If you're New York in this situation, what's the mindset? What are you doing to slow down what is clearly an offense clicking on all cylinders?
Well, if you think about the goals that they let up, one was a ball over the top. They don't deal with that first phase or the second phase. Ownby turns, puts his laces through it from distance. Really well-stroken ball, to be fair. Really no helping as the player goes up. There's no players around them covering, making life difficult. It's too easy for Brian Ownby in that second one. Just a lack of marking on a corner kick. That's not something that's X and O's. That's just the will, the desire to stay with your man, like for like, not let him go up for an easy header. And then Jorge Gonzalez, if you give him that time and space in that 18-yard box, he will make you pay like he just did.
Mushagalusa knew it very quickly. He had broken a bit too early. Fans, don't miss your opportunity to cheer on the boys in purple at Lynn Family Stadium this season. Louisville City single game tickets are on sale now at loucity.com/tickets. Certainly a lot to cheer on inside the lines right now and outside the lines. At this gorgeous facility in Louisville. Gonzalez cleanly tackled off the ball. Tobias Smith gets it away. Ownby knocked down. And a tough tumble. Sends Serrano to the deck.
They're just getting beat to every ball. This young Red Bull side is. The positioning is not good enough, especially in the middle of the field. You want those lines to be extremely tight. For players like Serrano, Ownby, not to find those pockets. You make it really tight. You really give this Lou City team no choice to play, not only through you, they have to go around you. Ball over the top, which is you're gonna see coming.
Diaz ball finds Ownby! So close to a brace.
And again, it's far too easy for Dia just to put this ball in on the deck around, trying to bend it into the path. And if you're a forward, you're gonna want this one back. To put any contact in it, you cannot let that ball go through. And again, fortunate enough for the Red Bulls, Ownby doesn't see it coming, can't get his feet underneath him. Just tripping as you can see the smile. He knows an opportunity missed to get his brace. Again, it's warning signs for the Red Bulls to be better defensively.
27th minute, Louisville City FC, New York Red Bulls 2, Lynn Family Stadium in Kentucky. The 2 goals on the board, courtesy of Brian Ownby in the 14th, Jorge Gonzalez in the 23rd. On that second goal, Enoch Mushagalusa credited with the assist. That's his 3rd of the season. And he moves to 2nd on the team with 6 points.
You talk about mindset, you talk about mentality for this Red Bull side. We talked about the desire, the will. It's not just about effort on the defensive half. But now it's about getting on the ball a bit more.
Ownby, just outside the box, delivers to Gonzalez. Can he get another? Tackled out. Afori, the 16-year-old with the late closeout. Sharvey to heave it in once again.
And his touch lets him down there, Gonzalez. Good pickup from Brian Ownby. Everyone thinks he's gonna hit this ball low and hard to that near post. He has the spatial awareness to pick his head up, have the composure and the quality to get underneath the ball. And if Jorge Gonzalez has a cleaner touch, he's looking at his 2nd goal on the night. Give credit to Afori. Really strong last-ditch defending effort.
Danny Cruz not letting up despite the 2-goal advantage. Serrano taps it in. Afori boots it down. Lou City is wondering where that flag was. Did not come up. It looked like Ryan was a good way offside. out. Ownby hustling. Dangerous situation there for Nicopolidis. Gets around Ownby. Louisville City on top of it again. Mushagalusa pacing ahead. Tapped off. And to the keeper. Let's take a look at Ownby almost making things quite fascinating. Good little move there. Ownby has been all over the place, and Knapp just committed pretty hard foul, and he has to be very, very careful. Already down 2-0, already carrying a yellow. He cannot afford to be reckless.
He needs to be extremely careful. That's when you see the most growth from a young player. The development, not only on the field, but mentally, where to decide, to know when to go into challenges, what challenges to go into, and how to go into them. You don't want to pick up a yellow card already. 2-0 down in this first half. Really an uphill battle for your team. Just be extremely careful as he's riding a fine line now.
That'll roll all the way out. Possession only means so much. It depends on what it turns into, but you gotta have the feeling that if New York wants to climb back into this contest, they need more possession. They're getting out-held on the ball, 64-36.
Well, if you watch the game, you have the eye test, you haven't really seen New York Red Bulls connect 2, 3, 4, 5 passes, especially in their attacking half. It's going to be extremely hard to score goals when you don't have the ball in your attacking half. It's a hard look when you get a set piece in and around the area. You have to make it count. Looking at players, they have capable players, Williams, Knapp, Carmona, Castellanos. They are very talented, just haven't got on the ball as much as Coach Sakaya would want. There's been very silly turnovers.
And one good free kick. Chance earlier in this contest, probably about 25 yards away. But couldn't connect. In close to the goal. Ofori keeps it away from Serrano. Carmona dispossessed. Ownby just clips Castillo and earns yet another Vi-Fly corner. Do it again, do it again, do it again, Lou City. McCabe headed down, diving stop, and swept aside. Not out of the woods yet. Header down and in! Mushagalusa makes it 3-0 and adds the gritty to it.
And at this point, it's a bit head scratching for Ibrahim Sakaya. Not once does he get a free header, but twice, much like that second goal, unable to clear it well enough. And at this point, when the ball gets recycled out, when you need to touch a man and grab that man and don't let him go without your sight, you just see the lack of marking, the lack of clearance as well. It's a bit shocking from the Red Bull side. A player like Mushagalusa is very easy just to rise up, head it down, giving Nicopolidis no chance. It's going to do a world of good for that man and his confidence to get his 4th goal on the year. Brilliant start for Danny Cruz. You can just see the standard that he holds himself to, his organization to keep on going, keep the foot on the gas pedal, to run the score up.
Another noggin knock, finding Twine. Goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. An incredible pace here. 4th goal of the year for Mushagalusa, and his first coming off a header. Ibrahim Sakaya trying to keep the troops in check. Castillo curls out right. Just settled by Conte.
And again, it's just a lack of discipline that's hurting this Red Bull side. Something to be expected as you're playing with the developmental team. To understand that at this level and professional level against well-respected opponent that is Lou City, you can't turn off, whether it is for a second, a minute, whatever it may be. You need to be focused 100% of the time, 90+ minutes. See how quick this thing can get around from you, away from you. 3-0 within 35 minutes.
A call that draws the ire of the home crowd. They say off that chop down, it went behind the end line, so a Wi-Fi quarter incoming for Red Bulls 2. Up in the air. A swing, and not much from Ofori. Flailing bicycle attempts. Produces nothing from Knapp. Omby will not get the chance to play with a wide open field. That's the kind of opportunity that if New York wants to keep this close, they got to make advantage.
When you don't have the ball much, and you're defending on your heels for most of this first half, and you get a set ball opportunity, whether it's a corner kick or free kick, to be very clinical in your decision making and your execution.
To at least partial credit of Red Bulls 2. On those breakaways, they have been good at holding a tight line for the most part, save that first goal from Omby. Vance Baptist Health is the proud partner and exclusive provider of medical support and athletic training services to Louisville City FC and Racing Louisville. Visit baptisthealth.com/ortho to learn more. Racing Louisville playing at Lynn Family Stadium last night. Fortunately falling short despite plenty of opportunities. 2-1 against Gotham FC. Another team from the metro area, so a little bit of duality on Friday and Saturday night showdowns. If you're just joining us, 37th minute, 3-0 Louisville. Omby in the 14th, Gonzalez in the 23rd, Mushagalusa in the 32nd. Through central, right to Fondes, who has not been challenged much tonight. Gonzalez gets it away. Goes all the way to Nicopolitis. An early sub getting ready for New York. Omby battling forward again with Castillo. Call clean and off New York. Omby sends across.
And just a willingness from whether it's Omby, Mushagalusa, Serrano, causing all sorts of problems for this Red Bull back line. Unable to read the flight of the ball, not staying with their man. And a really attacking, opportunistic half for the boys in purple, especially the attacking players.
Sharpie rolls it back. Gibson sprays out wide. Sharpie again. To the top, Gonzalez can't settle. McCabe knocked back. Can New York take advantage of the counter? Adebayo Smith puts on the Jets, but cannot beat Winder.
just see the gaps between lines for Lou City to play through. Well, it's Brian Ownby coming off the back line. Ray Serrano dropping in, as we see there, trying to play around the corner. Just the spacing needs to be a bit better for the defensive unit for New York Red Bull. You just see right in front of this back line as Knapp and Williams get caught in the same line. They're out the other way. It's far too easy.
Ownby across, but no man to head it home. Already mentioned the sub incoming, and here it is. It'll happen in the 40th. Jeremy Raffanello listed as questionable coming into tonight. Listed available as a sub. He comes in the 40th for Wiki Carmona. His third season with Red Bulls too. Generates the most shots and shots on target of anybody on the club. So if they need somebody, it's him right now.
You just see trying to will his boys to step up. They've been far too deep, making life extremely easy for Lou City to break their press, as we see again.
Just too simple for Brian Ownby. Hits Gonzalez. Gets in close, dishes off, and it's kept out. Will it turn to something on the other end? It's been a struggle so far. The new legs, Raffanello. Rolls it forward. Out from Tosh.
And Lou City needs to be extremely careful. And as they're having a lot of success getting behind the willing runners, they're committing a lot of numbers forward. You don't want to get caught in transition. This Red Bull side has a lot of players that can hurt you. They love to run in behind with the likes of Raffanello, Adebayo Smith, Ryan. Well, so you don't want to leave yourself vulnerable looking at players like Gibson, McCabe, to have that balance, to understand that not all of us can go forward trying to score a goal. We have to have that balance to step in front of Wines or step in front of Tosh. Really cause New York Red Bulls to put on the brakes, especially in transition moments.
It's a situation like that that led to the first goal from Ownby back in the 14th. High arcer over the top. Hits him right in the sweet spot. And he makes Red Bulls 2 pay. Ownby. Speeding down the right side this time. Fends off Raffanello. Claimed back in the box. Good successive passes to start movements. Flag comes up.
And we can just feel the impact of Jeremy Raffanello as he came on. Not only mentally, as well physically, popping up in nice pockets of space, able to connect a couple passes, and also that energetic willingness to push higher. That extra effort is contagious.
DF forced back. It's still Lou City possession. Every game, it seems like someone else making that difference. With no Wilson Harris, it's anybody's guess who's going to run up the score. Tonight, Ownby, Gonzalez, Bushagalusa. Raffanello just back to that one. In the last game, it was Winder and Tosh. Neither of whom have really gotten many chances for tonight. And again, it's not something you expect. Two players on the back delivering your decisive goals. Serrano tugged, no call. In front of Bushagalusa. Kept in play. Dia. Gets knocked out for a 44th minute 5-5 quarter. Dia has gotten those looks. To throw it in from that left side. Now McCabe, who has been dangerous all season, and here tonight sends it in. Headed out, Ombi. Lefty shot blocked. Raffanello getting to that one. Wide, four-winder. Tosh. Just mentioned those two. They're playing up and trying to make something happen. Making another Wi-Fi corner in the 45th. This is the 5th Lou City corner of this first half. Bend it off at the near post. Once more. Take 3. Headed out for Serrano. Sent across. Another header. Politis tracks it down. 1 minute of stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport.
And it's not the first phase that's hurting this Red Bull side. On set ball opportunities, corner kicks. It's the second one. The unwillingness to mark up, to be able not to clear it high and wide out of your dangerous area. A team like Lou City is just too good. If you give them not 1 but 2 looks at their goal, they're going to get it right. They have 3 times already in this first half. So I think defending set pieces is something that Chris Sakai is going to tell his boys they need to tighten up. They've been beaten far too easy. And that's not about the skill level. That's just about effort. That's just about the desire, the willingness to not let your man beat you in your individual battle.
And there is the halftime whistle. It has been mightily one-sided through 45 minutes. Lou City, a runaway train, up 3-0 over Red Bulls 2.
It's a good half for Lou City, obviously, as the attacking unit, Danny Cruz. When you see the ball hit the back of the net 3 times, it's going to do a world of good for your confidence. So expect them to keep their foot on the press, keep on going, trying to run the score up for the Red Bulls. Obviously, not the ideal first half, but you have 45 minutes to claw yourself back into this game, and you start with set pieces. Defensively, offensively, this is where you're going to claw yourself back into this game. Really interesting next 45 minutes here. We'll see how it plays out.
Red Bulls 2, a long trail to traverse. Lou City has not lost or even drawn when scoring first at home so far this season, and they're up 3-0 through 45 minutes at Lynn Family Stadium.
Keep going. Keep working. Keep climbing. And always keep playing. With the unmatched orthopedic care at Baptist Health. With a best-in-class team, along with services and procedures you won't find anywhere else in the region. It's no wonder most people choose us to help them keep moving and doing the things that move them. Find a Baptist Health provider today.
Do I think the people are resilient in Louisville, Kentucky? I know for a fact they're resilient. When you're a journalist, people share very personal information. They're sharing with you their hurt. They're sharing with you their loss. And you feel that in your heart.
It's will versus water. A heartwarming story that will inspire you.
When we see a story of somebody in our community overcoming adversity to do great things, it gives us hope.
Since 2018, Commonwealth Credit Union has proudly sponsored the Barbasol Championship. This world-class event is one of only 52 PGA Tour events, and it's all happening right here in Kentucky. Join us July 7th through the 10th at Champions at Keene Trace in Nicholasville. Children 15 and under will get free admission courtesy of Commonwealth Credit Union. Plus, all state employees will get 25% off admission with promo code CCU Golf. We're investing in our community, bettering lives, and making memories along the way. Commonwealth Credit Union. Here, we see you differently.
We will do everything on the field to make sure we win.
Anything less is a disappointment.
3 years since we last lifted a trophy, and that's far too many.
We're working every single day to bring home a championship.
We started off on the right foot, and now we just got to keep going.
Louisville City FC takes on Memphis 901 FC July 16th at 8:30 on My 58. Presented by Commonwealth Credit Union. We see you differently.
At Kroger, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best, because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
With the Kroger app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Welcome back to halftime, presented by ServPro. 3-0 Lou City over New York, with 45 minutes in the books at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville. A lot of action recently in the USL Championship, and to take you through what's happened, here are the dulcet tones of Devin Kerr.
Week 18 of the dish, 24 of 27 teams have officially played. You're right, medio tempo, halfway through the season, halftime, whatever you want to call it, snooze fest. That's what this game was. Bernardo Forbes, no. Danny Rivera, yes. Albert Dequa calls game here in the 79th minute, his 6th of the year. Albert Dequa, Russell Cicerone, and Dane Kelly on track to get double-digit goals. That would be 3 for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the first time since 1999. They were in the A-League back then, and some of you weren't even born. Let's keep going. Atlanta United 2 versus Birmingham Legion. This is what we call a track meet. The problem is Birmingham Legion were running the 4x100. Enzo Martinez, his 5th of the year, inside 10 minutes. That's called momentum. That's Bruno Lapa. Redemption song. First goal since October 24th of 2021. That's a long time. But this is life. Luke Brennan brings life to Atlanta United 2. They get a goal back. That's 2-1. Now we're going to talk about transition. Robbie Mertz heating up. What a ball this is. 4 assists in the last 2 games. But that is Tristan Traeger. He is on fuego. 6 goals in the last 4 matches. That makes it 2-2. Zach Haribo, though, Agadello, unselfish. Haribo leaves the atmosphere. That's part of the stratosphere, atmosphere. Yeah, we can call it whatever we want. It's called rotation. That's upper 90. It's not a game winner, though. That's Nico Firmino. Wow! Points stolen by ATL UTD2 at 6 consonant syllables and syllables. Say it any way you want. That's 1 point in a draw. Detroit City. Spoiler alert, they're pretty good at home. Yeah, the key, rockin'. Terrible volley. How do you like your eggs? Poached. Pato Batello Faz, one of the best poachers in all of the game, but I'll take it. His 6th goal this season, and Detroit, they don't lose at home. Sometimes they draw, but sometimes means maybe. Call me maybe. It's summer. Carly Ray gets a little redemption herself. Peter Lee Vassell, what a touchback. Keep their heads ringing. Dre Day by Andre Lewis gets them to 1-1. Back-to-back results for Hartford Athletic under Ray Reed. Detroit, only 6 points in their last 6 games, 1, 2, and 3. That's not a good recipe. Justin Portillo, he is, however, the main dish of the night, because after this penalty inside the box, because that's what it is, it's a foul 12 yards out. Justin Portillo, automatique, 13 for 13 in his USL Championship career. Dear Lord, 3-1-1 in their last 5, 4 games in hand, and only 1 point off 4th. But you take a look at the Eastern Conference, a lot going on this weekend. Louisville, Memphis, Rowdies, Pittsburgh, all of these guys you would think would maintain in the top 4, but it's a lot closer than the expert think. Think heating up right around that playoff line as well. 7, 8, and 9. Confusion. Confucius say there's confusion. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in the Western Conference. Neither does anybody else, but San Antonio, Colorado Springs, and San Diego. Take a look at El Paso Locomotive. 20 games played so far, 4 ahead of New Mexico United. Sac Republic, congestion fixture. Yeah, news, notes, highlights, stats. Come and get it right around the corner.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Swatted away by Miller.
Volley from Aquay. Wow.
What a wonderful team move for Las Vegas. And a goal from Trejo. Spectacular build-up. Alvaro Quezada, good feet. He's found the upper corner.
It's time to get back out and see America again.
And there's no better way than in a hybrid electrified vehicle.
And Toyota's got more than anyone else.
Like this electrified Highlander hybrid that has a driving range over 600 miles and never has to stop to recharge.
It just happens automatically, saving you over $3,200 in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
Now, during Toyota's electrified summer, get 1.75 APR financing on a new 22 Highlander.
Toyota, let's go places.
45 minutes in the books at Lynn Family Stadium. This is halftime, brought to you by Serpro, the official cleanup and restoration partner of Louisville City FC. A lot of happenings about throughout the USL Championship. Let's take a look at some news and notes from around the league. Still some time to vote for Player of the Month. You have until Monday at noon. You can go and vote at USLChampionship.com. Another huge opportunity for Sacramento Republic FC, hosting Sporting KC in the semifinals of the U.S. Open Cup on the 27th. And then looking ahead to the next ESPN Deportes contest for USL Championship, RGV, Las Vegas.
And I'm looking at that Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Sacramento hosting an MLS side, Sporting Kansas City, as an opportunity, as a league, as a team, as a player. You just want an opportunity, and that's what the Open Cup gives you. Hart Health Park is going to be rocking on July 27th. Looking forward to that one.
And looking at the team of the week from this past slate, obviously you got Traeger skying above the rest, a pair of braces in the bag for him, and then from these two sides, Winder finding the list for Louisville.
And you just see so much talent on display here for the team of the week, which it should be. But every time this list comes out, I say the same thing. There should be one for the Eastern Conference and should be one on the Western Conference. Just so much talent in this USL Championship, and it's so hard to pick 11. But results for Traeger, obviously, you talked about how well he's been, well-deserved.
Looking ahead at some other games that'll be on your national box sets in the coming months. We mentioned the RGV Vegas game. Louisville City FC will take on Phoenix Rising on ESPN2 July 20th. Sac Republic and Orange County on September 18th. And then Louisville City FC will be on Deportes against Memphis 901 all the way ahead on September 23rd.
Which is a lot of action for Lou City. You see there, obviously, here tonight, hosting Phoenix Rising, hosting Memphis 901. That's been a real surprise in this Eastern Conference, but then you look to the left, Sacramento welcoming Orange County Soccer Club. That's a firework matchup. Looking forward to that one as well.
Still plenty to go here at halftime, presented by ServPro. We'll be back in a moment.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Mortensen Family Dental. Schedule online at mortensondental.com.
It's time to get back out and see America again.
And there's no better way than in a hybrid electrified vehicle.
Like this electrified Camry Hybrid.
At 52 mpg, it's got a driving range over 680 miles.
And because it's a hybrid, the gas engine automatically charges the battery. Genius.
Saving you $6,000 in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
Now, during Toyota's electrified summer, get 1.75 APR financing on a new 22 Camry.
Toyota, let's go places.
At U of L Health Urgent Care Plus, the plus makes all the difference. You get convenient, world-renowned care that's backed by a network of academic expertise, less wait time, plus more advanced technology. Compassionate care plus no appointment necessary. It all adds up to a smart choice for the best care close by. So don't put your health on hold. That's the power of you.
When fire and water threaten your home, hand the cleanup over to the team that stays with you every step of the way in your journey back. 1-800-SERVPRO and servpro.com. Like it never even happened.
Welcome back. About to start the second half. We're going right into the highlights because there were a lot of them. Starting in the 14th, pounding on the door early, and right here it's Brian Ownby breaking through.
And it just happens in a blink of the eye. Ball gets knotted down. No help from other Red Bull defenders. Brian Ownby doesn't need a second invitation. Head down, laces through it. Clinical finish. What a strike that is from Brian Ownby to set the tone of this match.
And then ahead to the 23rd. This is the first of 2 goals that started off of corner kicks.
And it's a theme that goes on throughout this first half. Just the lack of marking, the lack of clearance for the Red Bull side. Has to be head scratching if you're a Red Bull supporter. Musha Galuso, really clinical finish. Ball drops down. Jorge Gonzalez, bottom corner, laces down, head down. That's in the bottom corner, 2-0 for Jorge Gonzalez.
Musha Galusa helped out there, but not much later. 9 minutes later, to be exact, he would get one of his own. It was McCabe with the corner. He ended up getting a second chance to deliver in after this one. Got stopped by Nicopolitis, and this time, pure connection, right on the noggin.
And it's just almost identical to that second goal. Not good enough on the marking end, not good enough on the clearance end. Musha Galusa is so talented, doesn't need a second invitation. 3-0. Musha Galusa gets his 4th on the year.
And looking at that possession, obviously it has been a significant struggle for New York. Offsides consistently. A lot of work for Red Bulls 2 to do as the second half is underway. Lou City wasting no time. Ownby on top of the ball again, trying to send it down, but it's claimed back. In that first half, just one shot for New York, not even a single one on target. So Danny Fondes has been able to cruise between the pipes. In the second half, a couple of substitutions on the New York side. Christopher Cragwell in for Conte, as well as Michael Knapp coming off in place of John Murphy.
See what kind of impact Murphy brings. Really constant player in the middle of the field, really likes to get the ball. Good passing range, really clever in his movement. Really technical player and tactical player in the spaces that he picks up. So it's going to be a big challenge for him to come in the middle of the field, calm things down. You see him almost get on the end of one.
Murphy trying to make a very early impact. But a little too much air under it. Cragwell, in his first season stateside, on loan from his team in his native Panama. And then Murphy, former academy player, spent 2019 with Loudoun, returning to USL Championship and Red Bulls 2 after being part of that USL 1 title team in Union Omaha. Now they're near the center circle, will not draw a booking, but a slow return to his feet for Juan Castillo. A little more life here early for Red Bulls 2. Easy work for Fondes. He's making just his 5th appearance in net tonight. And again, nothing would have gone in the net without his presence. He's got up against him yet. Sharpie pushed a little further back for this throw. Aggressive play from Castellano. A little shiver from Castillo, wins it back. He delivers across. One again by Dia. Down for Mushagalusa.
Red Bull 2 are lucky again not to get caught out of position, not once but twice. The rotation in the back three is not good enough. As Crogwell comes over, Castillo needs to understand you don't want to get crossed over if you're a defensive pairing. It's when a lot of mistake happens and gaps open up. Ryan Homby was wide open in the middle of the box. Mushagalusa was able to get on the end of it. These are little things that you're going to start to learn as you start getting more experience, comfortable in the organization for this young Red Bull side.
In just the 50th minute, this is the 8th quarter of the match for Lou City. But a foul on the delivery. Coughs it right back up. Let's take a look at tonight's nugget of the match presented by Chick-fil-A. Making the move from holding midfield into a more attacking position last season, longtime Lou City captain Paulo Del Piccolo netted a career-high 9 goals. Now, he hasn't played yet tonight, but he has scored 3 goals on this season.
And a player that I enjoy watching. We've seen from that deep lying midfield row we've come accustomed to, obviously, in the Nugget. He pushed up a line, just coming in late, the soft spot right on those cutback balls from the wingers. Really clinical inside that 18-yard box. Player that such a big part of what they're doing for Lou City here.
A critical play on that near side from Ryan, keeping it in Red Bulls 2 possession, and Ovante Mullings has the throw. In possession again. Adebayo Smith rolls it behind goal. But he's gonna say Lou City got a touch. Fondes can't believe it, but here's a Wi-Fi corner.
And it's something we didn't see in the first half. Just a combination play on this right-hand side from the Red Bulls, playing with each other on the same page. It's good to see after the break. Coach Sakai's message came across.
Sam Williams, ball in. Gets another chance. Adebayo Smith can't generate movement. Raffanello back to it. Williams returned out. Raffanello across. Headed high by Sharpie. Back down towards the box. Castellano Barely settles. Still cannot put it on goal. Racing Louisville FC is back home at Lynn Family Stadium on July 29th. Be there as they take on Portland Thorns at 8 p.m. Eastern. Tickets on sale now at racingloufc.com/tickets. They're a team that's generated quite a bit of offense of late as well. As are Lou City tonight. Fondez, a long play out of net. And he makes the most of it.
And the tactical change that the Red Bulls have done coming out of halftime is really dropped into a back four. On four on this left-hand side, having a much more freedom, more defined role of when to go into the attacking third and also when to drop in. Mullings pushes over to the right-hand side for the right back, and Castillo and Caragwell are the center back pairing, really more secure in their back line.
Mushagalusa trying to get a step, no foul, he's got space, nothing but green grass, but Mushagalusa puts it high. Only he stood between himself and a brace.
And it's nothing spectacular that Lou City is doing, just a simple ball over the top, unable to deal with it. Is the Red Bull backline, but give credit. The pressure from behind, Mushagalusa sees it coming, he feels it coming. A bit more composure is needed for the winger to put his head down and get that ball on target. But again, just running in behind is making life extremely difficult for the Red Bulls.
Already a goal in this one for Mushagalusa back in the 32nd. And here in the 54th, that goal still responsible for the margin. 3-0 Lou City. Red Bulls 2. Looking for the board here. Afori forced down. It would have been a handball if McCabe wasn't held for that.
Just seemed a bit more comfortable, this Red Bull side. More defined in the roles, where to be, when to be. Rotations in the middle of the field. The balance has been a lot better coming out of the break. It's a good opportunity here for the Red Bulls. Dumped this ball in a dangerous area right between the back line and Fondez. Causes a bit of chaos, confusion. Trying to catch the keeper. Does he go, does he stay? No man's land. Good opportunities for the Red Bulls.
This is a third free kick for New York Red Bulls 2. It was Carmona and Castellano in the first half. Now Raffanello lined up with Castellano after he came in as a sub. We'll get a do-over. Nabil Ben Salah not amused.
I don't think if you're the Red Bulls, you want to go short here. Just put the ball in a dangerous situation, see what happens.
They do go short. Delivery comes in, it's headed up, open net! Bicycle misses from Castillo.
And they do elect to go short to change the angle. It's a nice little ball back, trying to catch Lou City backline sleeping. And if you're Fondez, if you come off your line, you need to be extremely sharp. Gets caught in no man's land. Very lucky that ball does not end up in the back of the net. And Castillo's unable to get on the end of it. Good opportunity for the Red Bulls. Just see what happens when you put the ball in a dangerous situation. Good things happen.
Nothing in that score column yet. Red Bulls 2 really looking to get back in. Could something come here? A dangerous takeaway. Adebayo Smith holds on. Chip in, sent back. Williams. A bad pass. Stopped from getting too dangerous, but is coughed up. Ahead for Ombi, who turns on the Jets. Mullings on it first. Back and forth we go here in the 57th. Adebayo Smith goes through a clogged center. Lou City gets it back out. Ombi, forceful at the front of the pack.
But again, it shouldn't come to that. If Brian Ombi is a lone striker by himself against 4 Red Bull players, it shouldn't be a 1v1 battle. When you need players, Mullins, Cragwell, to provide a bit of cover for Castillo. To be fair, if Brian Ombi wins that battle, he's one-on-one on goal with Nico Politis. Something that the Red Bulls need to be very careful about. As they're trying to call himself back into the game, they're committing a lot of numbers forward, trying to score goals. That leaves them extremely vulnerable with the willing runners that we've seen, Mushagalusa, Brian Ombi. So you're looking at players for Lou City, Gibson, McCabe, to pick up their head, dump the ball in behind. There's a lot of real estate there, and have those players go and get it. Really stretch this game. And what that will do, as the game stretches up, you have players like Ray Serrano that's going to pop up in those soft spaces between lines that we saw in the first half.
Well, you saw it pop on your screen a moment ago. Ibrahim Sagaya's squad has done one thing very well since coming out of the locker room, getting more possession, 57-43 in the last 12 and change. Murphy taps it out wide. They'll go through the middle again.
It's another thing we didn't see from the Red Bulls, just having that focal point up top. And that's Ryan, Adebayo Smith. They like to shift wide, characteristical trait that they see. You want a player to occupy Sean Tosh and Josh Winder, to open up a little bit of space to bump the ball in that we saw Castellanos come in underneath.
Here we go again. Ombi in front of the pack, taps it off. Mushagalusa! The man has earned a brace. And it's 4-0 in the 59th.
And as I highlighted them a moment ago, good understanding of Ray Serrano to spin out to the right-hand side, open up the space, and just put the ball in the path of Brian Ombi, and then very unselfish. Mushagalusa beating his defender, beating Mullins to get on the end of it. Easy finish in the end for a player that quality to get his second on the night. It's far too easy for Lou City. 3 passes, the ball ends up in the back of the net. And if you're Coach Cruz, you're extremely happy now. As his team didn't let off the gas, didn't get complacent, trying to run up the score, get the confidence in the squad, get players going. And this Lou City side is firing on all cylinders. They are very scary. No one wants to go up against them.
Enoch Mushagalusa now up to 5 goals on this season. And a 4th on the board for Lou City in this one. Red Bulls 2 still looking for number 1. A long strike. Can't quite do the trick. Zach Ryan, one of the men on a first-team loan, sending that one towards net.
And it's just a defensive breakdown for the Red Bulls again. Before he gets caught out of position, Ray Serrano realizes that, just shifts over to the wing. And then you have Castillo and Crogwell really occupying, putting a lot of attention to Brian Ombi, but not on the right position. He's on their back shoulder. The ball into space that beats them both. And then Mullins doesn't have the legs to catch Mushagalusa. Again, the trickle-down effect from the left-hand side all the way to the right for the Red Bulls. That's why they find themselves 4-0 down. Give credit to Ray Serrano for having the understanding of spacing, the body positioning well to get that ball in the half turn, to face forward, to realize that if I just put this ball into the back, there's a lot of real estate for Brian Ombi to run onto it. He's going to beat the likes of the back line. They got caught out of position, and you can just see Lou City feeling themselves.
Ombi, offside this time. Flag is up. Joella's Hot Chicken is serving up just the right amount of spice with their Lou City Slider Pack. $5 from every pack will be donated towards the Lou City and Racing Louisville Youth Academies. With 7 heat levels to choose from, Joella's Hot Chicken isn't just about heat, it's about flavor. And got a lot of that on the pitch tonight, too, for the boys in purple. Big delivery. Mushagalusa first there. And double team towards that corner. And he draws the New York touch. Things have fared better in terms of creating opportunities in this second half for New York. But still haven't even put a shot on target. Battled down with New York this time. Raffanello. Can't find Ryan. Tosh swipes it out. Sharpie, unsure how to play it. Back with a Flory. Now it goes back Lou City's way. When you were playing, Ricky, what's your mindset in a game like this, if you're on the New York side of this at the moment?
I think, first of all, see, it's not ideal to be down 4-0. Team at the top of your conference, not really getting any rhythm of play. You have to start there, get on the ball a bit more. You're not going to score goals. It's another silly turnover here.
And Ombi to Mushagalusa yet again. It's a hat trick for double sevens. And it comes 3 in a row.
And it's just identical to the goal we saw moments ago. Williams doesn't put enough juice on this. Brian Ombi, again, so opportunistic, very unselfish. Then just so calm. Mushagalusa to get his hat trick on the night. Everything is going in favor of Lou City. We give credit to Brian Ombi. Player that can easily just slot that by Nicopolidis. Picks his head up, just rolls into the path to a high percentage opportunity. Gives his teammate his third on the night. What a time it is to be a Lou City supporter. 5-0 within 65 minutes.
Thunderous applause as a couple of subs on here for Lou City. See Gonzalez coming off. Del Piccolo enters onto the pitch, as does Corbin Bone for McCabe. The last goal presented by Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education. Kentucky Lottery. That hat trick from Mushagalusa. It's the first for Lou City this season. Laid down, and Smith can't get to it. Those substitutions brought to you by MHS Global, above and beyond. Raffanello to Murphy. Drops it to Williams. Adebayo Smith. Dribbles in. Sends across. It's headed down and kept away by Fondez. He has had a silent night in this one, but fends off the first on goal.
And it's a big test now for Lou City. Not physically, but mentally. You don't want to get complacent. You don't want to give any sign of life to the New York Red Bull side. Adebayo Smith, a player that we know has the talent to go 1v1. Good ball in. Better save from Fondez coming across his body.
Long roller is out of play. Ofori doing his best. Playing up forward, the 16-year-old. Another ball trying to go through for Ownby. New York doing its best to learn its lesson. Again, recapping that flurry of subs that just occurred on the Lou City side. It's Manny Perez in for Wesley Sharpie. Corbin Bone for Niall McCabe. And Paolo Del Piccolo for Jorge Gonzalez. And then Jonathan Philippe entered in the place of Jesus Castellano.
A bit of a tactical change now for Lou City. Going into that 4-1-4-1 formation. Gibson is going to be the player that's going to sit in front of that back line. Del Piccolo and Bone in front of him. Mushagalusa stays on the left-hand side. Ray Serrano is going to pop out the right winger. And your lone striker is Brian Ownby. Have the fluidity to be able to change and adapt at any given time. This Lou City team has really high Q.
Mushagalusa keeps it alive. Look for a second there, like might be able to make it a night he would never forget. Trying to work up that left side, New York. Ofori rolls it through. Adebayo Smith. Double teamed as he slides it ahead, but well too far for Mullings to make anything of it.
There's not many options going forward for Adebayo Smith as he's dancing on the ball in the middle third. You want to play maybe Ryan, Philippe, make a darting run to give an option. If you don't get the ball, you open up space for another teammate. It's been too stagnant in the defensive third, attacking third for Red Bulls.
Ownby, open, book it. Making a brace for number 10. 6-0 in the 71st. My goodness.
And we've seen it time and time again. Just a ball over the top. This time it's Ray Serrano again. Brian Ownby having the composure to use the movement of the goalkeeper against him. Little drop of the shoulder, puts the ball in front of him, and then it's just pure quality from one of the best players in this USL Championship to get his brace on the night. 6-0, Lou City. Again, just far too easy. Ray Serrano again is playing supplier to that man right there, Brian Omby, who's had a terrific game.
A remarkable performance. Having already accomplished the season high with 5 in this game, adding on to make it 6. Serrano. It will go to New York. Talk about just the 2 performances of the 2 men forward, Mushagalusa and Omby. Enoch, a hat trick plus an assist, and Omby following that goal, 2 of each.
Just understanding when they work together. When one pushes wide, one goes down the middle, vice versa. When you one as a striking pair, to understand the movement of each other, to play off of each other. Really unselfish from both of them. Throw in the likes of Wilson Harris, who has 8 goals on the year. We'll see what Cameron Lancaster has to say when he comes back. This attacking unit for Lou City, extremely powerful, extremely scary, and no defensive team wants to go against them. Really good showing, and it's only going to do a world of good for their confidence to see 6 on the scoreboard.
New York thought about calling off the trainer. They will opt not to. As Oscar Jimenez set to enter for Amadou Dia. Doing a lot of work on those wings tonight.
Really good showing from the left back. Getting into the attack when needed, and also doing his defensive duties. Just gives this Lou City side it's a different look. You have a player that's so comfortable, especially in the final third, that can whip in a dangerous ball. It's a luxury to have. This man right here, Oscar Jimenez, another player that has top quality in this league.
Ball in. Misses his target. Fans, we asked you earlier today, besides Hunter Sikelski, who is currently, or Sikelski, excuse me, who is currently at U of L, rising sophomore, who else attended? Paolo Del Piccolo is the answer. Played at U of L from 2009 to 2012. Has continued to make Louisville home. Can Rebels 2 generate even 1 before this game comes to a close? It's Mushagalusa behind the pack again. Enoch forced off and commits the foul to cough it up. Fans, make sure you head to Twitter to vote on tonight's Lynn Family Sports Vision and Training Man of the Match. Poll will be open for the next 10 minutes, so vote now at twitter.com/LouCityFC. It's a tough one between Mushagalusa and Omby. Who do you think?
I think you have to give it to the man with the hat trick, right? Obviously, that never doesn't happen very often. When you get one, it's a special night. That's where my vote goes.
It trickles out to Bone, leads it. Omby turns on the Jets once again. Omby, Mushagalusa, so close. The closeout at the last moments.
But you talked about the play, and what I think about it, it's the understanding here. Brian Omby draws in 2 defenders, and Mushagalusa understands that, makes that deep run in, really unselfish from Brian Obi. Once again, just to roll this ball in the path, but give credit to Cragwell. Comes across extremely fast, closes down the angle. Just see, when you have two strikers on the same page, to understand to play off of each other, to play into each other's strength, it's such a hard thing to defend, and we see it on display here tonight.
Free kick coming in, presented by Fifth Third Bank. Goes a little back. Gets out. Jimenez to Mushagalusa. Ooh, gets it right through. Castillo forced down. And another foul against Mushagalusa on a chance down low.
He's starting to feel himself. Stands up, Castillo, a little whoops, right between the legs, bit of skill on the byline. Castillo, credit to him, recovers extremely well, puts his body in before. And a foul is called. When you score 3 goals, you have the right to feel yourself. That man right there just does.
As they tend to Castillo there. Here's tonight's Toyota move of the game, Let's Go Places. And this is the second of the 3 goals scored by the man who just committed that foul, Enoch Mushagalusa.
You can just see the lack of rotation for the New York Red Bull side. But give credit to Lou City. 3 passes, the ball ends up in the back of the net. Really good and direct football. Ray Serrano puts in the path of Brian Obi. Brian Obi, we've seen this story before, puts into the path of Mushagalusa off to the corner. No gritty this time, but what a move that is.
A flawless connection it has been tonight. And Mushagalusa has already had a hat trick's worth of chances to get number 4. It's not yet broken through. Still on the pitch and still time. Offense isn't slowing down. Can Murphy beat Tosh? No. Down with Ombi. And he takes a tough hit from Cragwell.
And it's just about the positioning he takes out. Understands that Mushagalusa goes up. He's gonna knock it down to me. And then a little 2-step on this byline. Something you can't teach. It's just far too easy. Sound like a broken record saying that. As the Red Bulls stretch out, the gaps open up. We have players like Brian Ombi, Ray Serrano, Mushagalusa. Now we have Del Piccolo coming into the fold. They can hurt you, not mentally or physically. It's just how smart they are. The spaces that they pick up, how quick they move. It's a game within the game. This Lou City side has been far superior.
Perez will throw. Signed with Louisville back in February. This is his 14th appearance and 4th off the bench. Down for Mushagalusa again. Gives it off. Del Piccolo is stood up. Ombi almost chases it down. New York looking for one here in the 81st. Time running low on what has been a blowout effort here at Lynn Family Stadium. Ryan, forced off by Gibson. Sent back in with no pressure coming. You look at this match in hindsight for New York on the autopsy. We'll have to wait to see what stands out. Jimenez. Back for Bone. What would you say it's a bit cruel to say cause of death, but biggest issue presented tonight?
Well, I think you will have to look at their defensive positioning, rotations, obviously coming in, let 33 goals in on the year, +6, 39 now. It's just not good enough for this Red Bull side, but it's something to be expected as you have players that are teenagers growing in, first professional games, getting in to the professional ranks. Something you see Soler coming in. For Tyler Gibson, but you have to understand that it is a process, and the Red Bulls they've produced so many young talents, and games like this are a learning curve. So you're going to go back and see the film and understand that if my defensive partner shifts over, I need to shift over again, pull the player to my left-hand side, shift over. It's a trickle-down effect. They've been beaten far too easy. The same play over the top, running in behind. You don't have to deal with that if you're Cragwell, Castillo, Conte in that first half. You have to look at your positioning as well. You can't get caught flat-footed, turn sideways on, run with your runner, work on an offsides trap. There's different ways to deal with direct play. And something that Ibrahim Sakaya obviously knows. He's going to implement and talk to these boys. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for these boys to play in this hostile environment and see the level that is needed to win titles, to be the top of the USL Championship.
Anthony Lucas, after doing significant work on Sam Williams, Lucas the athletic trainer, coming out. Along with Williams, he will exit for Daniel De Leon.
It was a tough night at the office from Williams, a player that is very comfortable on the ball and loves to dictate tempo in the middle of the field, more than capable of running a game in that deep lying position, unable in a game like this to get on the ball. Really, the possession base for this Red Bull side, with good effort there from the youngster.
Put together some of the best runs of play New York has had tonight. Adebayo Smith swarmed, slings it down, but too far for Raffanello, and Lou City has it back. I was thinking about this earlier. What level of heat or flavor would you go for at Joella's Hot Chicken? On a scale of 1 to 7.
Oh, I'm a mild guy.
Mild? Yeah, I'm lame too. Ryan sent back. Works it out to Perez. Del Piccolo. Down the right flank. Perez has space. Across. Obi stood up. Nearly a hat trick of his own. Nicopolitis put a stop to it.
And there's too much space in the middle of the field for Paulo Del Piccolo. A player of that quality is going to hurt you. The quality of passing that he has. Picks up his head. Good run in from Manny Perez. And it's just about will at the end from Brian Ownby. Trying to get on the end of it, trying to beat his defenders, but give credit to Nicopolitis. Come out big to close the angle. Could have easily found a hat trick for Brian Ownby as we come again here.
Up and over.
Yeah, you can see the frustration, the disappointment from Brian Ownby. He beats Nicopolitis on his second goal around. Should have done the same there. Tries to go a bit too fancy over the top, but good effort there from Brian Ownby once again.
Well, he can put a smile back on his face after he learns this. The poll is closed, and Brian Ownby is tonight's Lynn Family Sports Vision and Training Man of the Match. Gets it with still some time to operate. Mushagalusa leaks it ahead. Bit too far for Del Piccolo. To work again. Bone. His cross. Knocked out. And it will be a Wi-Fi corner kick. And getting a look at the man of the match. 2 goals, 2 assists. And still with time left to play. And an offense that has knocked the gas below the floor. Perez fended out of the box. Ford gets it into open space. Ryan streaking ahead. Now Adebayo Smith tracks it down. Centers up. De Leon. Ryan takes a tumble. Alfanello can't win that battle. Ownby harassing Castillo and continuing to be a presence as the leader of that forward unit.
You want to talk about culture, talk about effort, talk about being prideful in the club that you play for, the organization you represent. Not once, but twice Mushagalusa drops back beneath Oscar Jimenez. It's the 88th minute, just scores a hat trick, and also doing the defensive side of the ball. Really good showing there. And then again, Brian Ownby, non-stop pressure. Really shows just the standard quality, the culture that Danny Cruz is implementing here for the Lou City organization. The fight to minute 1 to minute 90 plus. The stars of the night. They're doing the dirty work as well. So things that really get the respect for the organization, for the fans, for your coaching staff.
Quick return to play. Serrano. And off of New York, so another corner. This will officially make it 10. Perez. It's returned out. This game, well in the bag. Currently Memphis 901 FC in their battle tonight against Phoenix Rising, ahead 2-1 in the 57th. If that holds, these two sides at 1 and 2 in the East will be 1 point apart as they meet at AutoZone Park 1 week from tonight. It'll be the second 1v2 between sides in a conference in the span of a month. Of course, Colorado Springs and San Antonio dueling not too long ago in the West. What are you looking for in that matchup?
There's going to be obviously a lot of quality in that game. See how Lou City does on the road. It's never an easy task when you're going to Memphis, especially the way that Ben Pierman has those boys playing, firing on all cylinders. Just looking for a quality match.
Another breakout, stopped offside. 2 minutes of stoppage time presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airports. And that was yet another chance for either Ownby to get a hat trick or Mushagalusa to get number 4, enjoying quite an exclusive club. A tough night for Nicopolidis in net. Across his 4 games coming in, had given up 5 goals all season and 6 in just 1 match. And it could still fare to turn out more. Ownby keeps it alive, seeming to not want to get this one. Bone returned out. Ombi seemed intent on getting Mushagalusa number 4 rather than getting a hat trick for himself.
I think that second touch just takes him a bit too far. It was just the effort. It's really impressive. It's a 92nd minute. We're up 6-0 to dig down deep, to make that darting run. Really good showing from this Lou City side. Just the way that they go about their business. Obviously, when teams are up big, especially in that first half, they tend to get a bit complacent, get comfortable, do a lot of this that we see now, the possession, not having any intent of playing, not really directing their movement. But not this side, not Danny Cruz's boys. Pedal to the metal, trying to run the score up as much as they can because they know the importance of this match and what it'll do for the confidence of the boys.
There's the final whistle, and tonight, the boys in purple brought the rain. A Mortensen Family Dental clean sheet. A clean game calls for a healthy, clean smile. 6-0 in the confines of Lynn Family Stadium.
Just too much quality from minute 1 to minute 92 for the boys in purple. The way that they went about their business, scoring 6 goals, what's really important for Danny Cruz is getting that clean sheet as well. Too much quality, too clinical, and really well organized in the back for New York Red Bulls. A big hard look at within, the will to defend, the will to play for this organization, what it means. It was far too easy and far too simple to get broken down time after time.
Tonight's final score is brought to you by Gorski Law Office. Visit 58rec.com. Make it 4 wins in a row for Lou City and 5 W's in the last 6. And they will cling on to the top spot in the Eastern Conference, heading into a battle against the current number 2 next week.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Mortensen Family Dental. Schedule online at mortensendental.com.
It's time to get back out and see America again.
And there's no better way than in a hybrid electrified vehicle.
And Toyota's got more than anyone else.
Like this electrified RAV4 hybrid that's more powerful and more fuel efficient.
At 40 mpg, it's got a driving range of 580 miles.
Saving you $4,000 in fuel costs over the next 5 years.
Now, during Toyota's electrified summer, get 1.75 APR financing on a new 22 RAV4.
Toyota, let's go places.
Imagine your bright career when you join the U of L Health team. Now, imagine receiving free tuition to the University of Louisville. At U of L Health, we believe in investing in you and the power of education. So now, your U of L Health family has college tuition covered for all employees and their families. Just imagine the possibilities. That's the power of you.
Welcome back in the postgame of a Lou City throttling 6-0 over New York Red Bulls 2. This postgame presented to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety. Let's take a look at tonight's game summary presented by Liquor Barn. It's all goals, because there were a lot of them, and they started early in the 14th. Brian Omby.
It's all goals, and all Lou City. Starts off, sets a tempo here, Brian Omby, looking like a pure striker with his back towards goal. Doesn't need to look where the goal is, knows where the goal is. And what a strike that is from distance to beat Nicopolitis to set the tone in this match.
And then moving ahead to the 23rd, the first of 2 in a row, coming off McCabe corners. Took a little interlude there with Knapp on the bicycle clear, then Gonzalez the finish.
Yeah, just far too simple for Lou City. Gonzalez finds himself in a nice pocket of space, probably about 7 yards out. Makes no mistake about it, 2-0.
This second one ending up right on the head of Enoch Mushagalusa. This will be the first of many and they would all come consecutive. This one dished by McCabe, moving ahead to the 59th. This one coming from Ombi. These two coming on successive breakaways. These two were unstoppable as a pairing tonight.
It's just too simple for them. Players of that quality, that standard, they'll hurt you. You give them the time and space, and that's what they just did. Good understanding from Ray Serrano to shift over to the right-hand side, and it's just a track meet. Ryan Ombi, Mushagalusa, they're not going to miss and lose many of those. To get his brace on the night, he can't do it again, can he? Looks like the same exact goal if you ask me. Ryan Ombi to Mushagalusa, very unselfish. Good first touch, second touch in the back of the net. That's 3 goals for Mushagalusa. That's a hat trick.
Indeed it is.
And that's 3 points for Lou City, it seems like, on the way to that, but they're not done yet.
No, they are not. Ombi, after dishing off a couple of assists, decides to get one for himself in the 71st. All alone, Mushagalusa trailing. He just had the lane, and he took it. 2 goals and 2 assists for Brian Ombi. 3 goals and an assist for Enoch Mushagalusa. That's the first hat trick for Lou City this season at the end of a game that was never in doubt.
No, it never was in doubt. Number 1 against number 14. Lou City from minute 1, they knew what they wanted to do. They knew how to break the initial press from the Red Bull, which was very interesting to see. Time and time again, you think players are going to short passes, but no. Danny Cruz had this team stretching the game, playing it long, make them respect the long game. That's going to open up gaps, and that's the way that they hurted this Red Bull side. Red Bull defensively needs to be a bit better. The understanding the rotations, the positionings of your back line, your defensive unit was broken far too easy. So something of concern from Coach Sakaya. But again, it's a learning experience for these young boys, and it's going to help them in the future. For Lou City, all gas, no brakes, well-deserved win.
Looking to carry a 4-game winning streak and the momentum into a battle with the second-seeded Memphis 901 FC. A week from today, Red Bulls 2, off their 5th straight game getting shut out, look to pick up to pieces at home against Indy 11. So for Ricky Lopez Espin, our producer Ava Ponte, and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Ross, signing off. One more time, the final score, Lou City 6, Red Bulls 2-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.